What's Samsung Vietnam really like? What's life like for the people who work here? Today, I'm going to spend a day here to find out. Hello, I'm Hai. Welcome to another journey with me in Vietnam. Today, I'm in Thanh Nguyen province. This is home to one of Samsung's largest smartphone manufacturing plants in the world. Every day, tens of thousands of people come here to work. I've also heard that filming here is strictly restricted. Even workers are required to cover the cameras on their phones before entering. So today, I won't be taking you inside the factory. Instead, I want to show you the everyday life just outside these factory gates, where tens of thousands of workers eat, shop, and build their lives every day. Is life around the world's largest Samsung factory what you imagined? Let's find out together. I arrived here at around 8 a.m. This factory complex is enormous. There are several different entrances. Behind the fence, I could see buses used to transport workers. There were also trucks constantly moving goods in and out. Across from the factory, there are rows of small shops. Most of them sell everyday items for the workers. Food, clothes, personal items. You can find almost everything a worker might need for daily life here. This is one of the factory entrances. A work shift had just ended. Large groups of workers were leaving the factory. Within minutes, the whole area became much busier. Local residents also began bringing fruit out to sell. This woman told me the jackfruit came from her own garden. That was why she could sell it at a low price. A few workers stopped to ask about the price. And of course, they tried to bargain a little. There are also many clothing stores around here. I noticed that most of them sell women's clothing. I was told that many of the workers here are young women. That may be why there are so many women's fashion shops in this area. Taxis were also waiting near the factory gates. Fruit stalls seem to be everywhere. Jackfruit, mangoes, watermelons, and many other kinds of fruit. But what I was most curious about was breakfast. Tens of thousands of workers come here every day. So what do they usually eat before starting a shift? Let's take a look. Right outside the factory gates, there are many takeaway food stalls. Most of them don't even have seats. I guess that's because everyone is in a hurry. They grab their food and either head to work or go back to their rooms. This stall sells many traditional Vietnamese breakfast foods. Fresh rice paper rolls, bánh tê, boiled eggs, and bánh duc as well. It's a very traditional Vietnamese dish. I don't think I've seen anything quite like it in other countries. I decided to buy one of each. I'll find a quiet place to try them in a moment. There really isn't anywhere to sit and eat here. A little farther along, I found even more food. Boiled corn, boiled sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes cost about 35,000 Vietnamese dong per kilogram. That's around 1.3 US dollars. Then I noticed a cake with a very unusual name. It's called pork shin cake, but don't let the name fool you. It isn't made from pork skin at all. It's made from starch and has a soft, chewy texture. There are also brown rice meal boxes and omelets cooked with mugwort leaves. It seems that more and more people here are choosing healthier meals, but I wasn't done yet. I wanted to see what else this Samsung market had to offer. And after just a few more steps, I came across another breakfast stall. I kept walking a little farther, and the farther I walked, the more this place felt like a small town. Almost everything here revolves around the lives of the factory workers. Here's another breakfast stall. In just a short stretch of road, I've already seen many stalls like this. This one also sells fresh rice rolls, bang te, fried cakes, and interestingly, they have 3 different kinds of bang dai. Bang dai is made from glutinous rice. Some have fillings, some don't. The plain version is often eaten with Vietnamese pork sausage. It's a very common breakfast in northern Vietnam. Just behind it, there are even more food stalls. I almost lost count of how many there were. I guess there are enough workers here to keep all of these businesses busy every day. Now, let's try these local breakfast dishes together. First is fresh rice rolls. The outside is made from soft rice noodle sheets. Inside are fresh vegetables and egg. It's light and refreshing. I think it's a great breakfast. Next is banh ter. The outer layer is made from rice flour. Inside is pork with wood ear mushrooms. It's very soft. The filling is rich and flavorful. I really enjoyed this one. And this is bang duk. It's also made from rice flour. It's topped with roasted peanuts. It's served with fermented soybean sauce. The sauce has a very distinctive smell. Once you get used to it, it's really enjoyable. Everything here cost me just 20,000 Vietnamese dong. That's less than $1. Now, let me show you around this area. Local people usually call this place Samsung Market. This is where much of the daily shopping and everyday life around the factory takes place. There are also many rental rooms in this area. Most of them are for people who have moved here from other parts of Vietnam for work. I saw restaurants everywhere, clothing stores, hair salons and beauty shops, coffee shops, pool halls, and even hotels and guest houses. One thing that caught my attention was the number of guest houses. Some signs even clearly advertise hourly room rates. Perhaps this reflects part of life in an area where many young people have moved away from home for work. While talking with some local people, I also heard about changes in family life around this area. Some workers already have families back home, but must live apart from them for long periods because of work. The distance and long periods away from home can sometimes put a strain on relationships. I was also told that some families have faced serious conflict, and a few have even ended in divorce. This is not the story of every worker or every family, but it shows that leaving home to work somewhere else is not always easy. In another part of the market, I found many clothing stores. Most of them clearly display their prices. The prices seemed quite affordable to me. I also noticed many stores selling children's clothes and everyday items. That suggests not everyone who moves here lives alone. Many people have brought their families here. Some young people also meet through work, get married, and build a life here together. So this is no longer just an area that serves factory workers. It has gradually become a community filled with many different stories. Some people come here looking for work. Some find a new family. Others face changes in life they never expected. That is also a very real part of life around this factory. Right next to the Samsung Industrial Complex is a large residential development. From the outside, the rows of houses look modern and well planned. I wanted to go inside and see what the area was really like. The first thing I noticed was how quiet it was. Most of the houses I passed appeared to be empty. It looks like this development was built some time ago. Grass has grown high in several areas. I even saw a few broken doors. Seeing so many well-built homes sitting empty felt like a waste to me. Meanwhile, many workers nearby still live in small rented rooms. I asked several local people about the income of Samsung workers. They told me that monthly income is often around 10 to 15 million Vietnamese dong. That's roughly 400 to 600 US dollars. Actual income can vary depending on the job, overtime hours, and the time of year. With that income, after paying rent, food, and family expenses, buying one of these homes is still very difficult, especially for workers who also send money home to support parents or children. That may be one reason why so many homes here remain empty. This is simply what I observed and heard from people living in the area. Next, I want to show you a nearby social housing project. It was built to give lower-income workers and families a better chance to own a home. Let's go inside and take a look. These are the apartment buildings in the social housing complex. From what I learned, each apartment is around 40 to 60 square meters. Prices range from around 800 million to 1.5 billion Vietnamese dong. That price does not include the interior furnishings. Compared with the houses we just saw, this seems more affordable for lower-income families. But compared with a worker's monthly income, it is still a very large amount of money. I also noticed that many apartments still appeared to be unoccupied. It made me wonder whether these prices are truly affordable for the people this housing was meant to serve. After visiting this housing area, I decided to return to the Samsung area in the afternoon. I wanted to see how the area changed as the work shifts began to end. I've now come back to the Samsung area in the afternoon. I wanted to see how different it would be from this morning. And just as I expected, the food stalls were selling completely different things. These are ready-to-go cups of Vietnamese sweet dessert. There are also many containers of freshly cut fruit. I bought a mixed dessert to try. It's filled with many different ingredients: tapioca pearls, mung beans, red beans, black beans, and a few other ingredients that I couldn't even name. It isn't overly sweet. It's very refreshing on a hot day like this. After finishing my meal, I continued walking around the area. Inside, there's a dormitory for the workers. Many of them were jogging and exercising after work. A little farther down, I found a stall selling many kinds of fried cakes, corn cakes, banana fritters, and sweet potato cakes. Everything is made fresh right here. The bananas are pressed by hand, then they're coated in batter before being fried. I decided to buy one of each. All three cakes cost me 36,000 Vietnamese dong. That's about 1.4 US dollars. First is the corn cake. The outside is crispy. Inside, you can still taste the sweet aroma of the corn. I really like this one. Next is the banana fritter. The batter is crispy. Inside is naturally sweet banana. It's surprisingly delicious. This might be my favorite. And this is the sweet potato cake. It's filled with mung beans and coconut. It has a rich, nutty flavor. But what caught my attention even more was the story behind the people running these stalls. While talking with the shop owners, I learned something quite interesting. Most of the stalls at this small intersection belong to them, from clothing to breakfast food, snacks, and even the afternoon takeaway stalls. I was genuinely surprised. This is the grill they use for sausages. What caught my attention was the stone cooking surface. I asked about it, and the owner told me the stone is imported from China. It's not natural stone. According to him, it's specially made to withstand high temperatures. They also sell Thai-style chicken feet. It's become very popular among young people in Vietnam. The chicken feet are cleaned, boiled, and chilled. Then they're mixed with green mango, herbs, and a sweet and spicy Thai-style sauce. It already looks very appetizing. Around this time, workers begin finishing their shifts. The streets become much busier than they were in the morning. Fruit vendors start setting up their stalls. Banh mi carts begin appearing along the roadside. A banh mi here costs around 10,000 Vietnamese dong. That's about 40 US cents. And they're surprisingly big. As workers left for the day, motorcycle taxi drivers gathered outside the gate, waiting for their next ride. And this is the local food market. People come here to buy rice, pork, chicken, vegetables, spices. As well as many ready-to-eat dishes. Almost everything needed for a family meal can be found here. While talking with a few local people, I learned something quite interesting. They told me this area used to be much busier a few years ago. Over the past 2 years, the number of factory workers has dropped noticeably. As a result, many businesses are no longer as busy as they once were. Life around here has changed as well. As evening falls, the restaurants begin to fill up. Beer gardens become much livelier. After a long day at work, this is probably the time people relax and spend time with friends. The atmosphere feels completely different from the morning. In just one day here, I discovered a side of Samsung Vietnam that I had never seen before. Not inside the factory, but the everyday lives of the people around it. The small food stalls, the local vendors, the rental rooms, and the everyday rhythm of life from morning until night. I hope this video has given you a more authentic look at life around Samsung Vietnam. If you'd like to discover more about Vietnam, please subscribe and let me know where you'd like me to take you next. I'm Hai. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.